you need your GPS, your George Patrick Soren, and then some. I've run out of Corona. I'm fully immunized. I've run out since I had some refugees from Washington escaping dictator Inslee. I ran out of the Corona, and that's okay because I've got the singing whiskey. I've got the red breast out, and I don't really like to drink the whiskey in the summer. It's a little strong. I'm a beer person in the summer, and the local cider, I love it because it's not sweet. It's the cider that we have here is beautiful. It's like drinking a white wine. It's nice, very nice. The last time I was out, after the what do you call it? You're grounded to your room phase. You're grounded. Shut up and muzzle yourself. Don't spread those contagious ideas. Don't do it. You know the spirit's contagious. It can spread. It can spread by the spirit that comes out of your mouth or the work of your hands, for good or for bad. And I'm going to give you your GPS before I go on any further. George Patrick Soren Moses. So yeah, I'm doing my update. I'm sure I've interrupted myself. I'm not in the habit. You know, I really do not feel photogenic. I don't like being photographed. I don't like having my picture taken. I don't do selfies. I don't do the social media stuff. I don't like other people taking my picture very often. And part of it's my hair. I actually feel very self-conscious about my hair because it's like 1980s rocker hair and there's nothing I can do about it. I cannot straighten it because it's baby fine. It would break it all off. And I know that maybe that sounds vain that I don't like my picture taken, but that's another thing. I'm not vain. I don't like a lot of attention. I believe in taking care of oneself and looking good, but I have a really, really hard time with it because I'm a little wild around the edges, and I don't know why. Sometimes, you know, we're not a blank slate, and sometimes there are things we cannot fight and we cannot defy. You're stuck with these features. And I can pull my hair back and put it in a bun, which is very, very common. That's what I do. I've had people tell me that I look a little wild and unkempt. And was I raised by a pack of wolves? I've actually had people say this to me. And I usually tell them yes, I was. Anyway, yeah, raised by a pack of wolves. And even though I drink, it's funny, I grew up in a very anti-drinking family. And it was kind of controlling because of my mom. My dad is one of those people where he actually says this. He says, if it feels good, do it. And my mom comes from this, we're worried about your image because I want to say religious, but actually they're worried about their image and who they are because there's a lot to worry about. they were, there's a lot of things like so-called Black Dutch in the family. Which is not Dutch. It's not Dutch. And listening, I've listened to Thomas Sowell, Black Rednecks and White Liberals and it's 11 hours. I listened to that the last week, and that was an amazing history of the world and of slavery and of America, and how we were the first in thousands of years of history to deal with and tackle slavery the way we did. We're victorious. This country is an amazing country, even right now. This is an amazing country. The way we deal with things and how we've influenced the world and dealt with slavery. I did not know this. We're the only place, and then Britain followed suit, to actually pressure and put down slavery around the world. We spent about 100 years doing this and patrolling and policing and pressuring other countries. And that's why they're always attacking us and angry at us and saying, well, you guys had slaves. Because they're angry. They're trying to deflect. They do not want to stop their own slavery. We've been fighting with it. America has broken thousands of years of pattern. It's amazing. And along with Britain. And one thing I've been doing during the lockdown is I've also been watching Nigel Farage. He's been out there videotaping the ports as people are being illegally brought in to Britain from France and transported in. And he's wondering where these people are going. And I so agree with that. Something that so many people do not realize who are into all this diversity and racial equality stuff, what they so do not realize is how much human slavery is going on under their noses and that they're supporting through the diversity thing. It's this deception. It's all over. The human trafficking is so huge, and slavery is so huge, especially in politically correct cultures right now. You have no clue. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes where I'm living, which doesn't seem like it's not a big, huge populated place. There's human trafficking going on under the guise of helping and diversity and so-called work education programs. No, it is human trafficking. And yes, they might be getting a small paycheck, but it is human trafficking. It's just a new form of slavery. And Britain and the US, who cares about the rest of the world? You guys can do whatever you want and keep your slavery. But yeah, it's our legacy to fight it and to deal with it and to have troubles and also be accused of it. Yes, that's our legacy, and we're about the only ones in the world who actually do deal with that and actually do fight with it inside of ourselves and deal with the shadow and do something about it. And we may look like idiots in the process to the rest of the world, but what we're doing is fighting slavery. It's like, I didn't realize this until reading Sowell or listening to him. I listened. I did not realize that that's pretty much all the United States does and always has done. And that's what our Constitution is about. It's about fighting slavery. And right now, China is PO'd at us and trying to bring in this Maoist BLM thing, which despises the black family. It's breaking my heart. It's breaking my heart that something proposing and disguising itself as pro-black is seeking to destroy our beautiful history. Don't you dare mess with our African Americans, because they helped build this country. They have beautiful families, beautiful art and music and intelligence and business skills. They have Thomas Sowell. Don't you mess with us, China, and you racists pretending to be pro-black. No, don't you dare. Do I seem a little bit pissed off? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I just watched the Jenna Marbles, because somebody told me about this, and I don't watch her, but I know about her. And I just watched the Jenna Marbles confession. She's been getting harassed, and I really, really, really understand her conscience hurting her, because we all have stupid, immature, stupid, disrespectful, ignorant, immature things we did. Or to get attention or views, or because we were in a mood or something. And so she's got some things that she really, really regrets. But she's also been getting a lot of harassment. And I really, really admire her repentance. I have to say that word. I know it sounds religious, but her repentance, her attitude of repentance is amazing. And also very American. And I also think it's conflicted, though, with things that are not genuine and that she's been attacked for. Because while I was watching her, she mentioned like one thing called blackface, which was not blackface, of her mimicking Nicki Minaj. And as I was watching that, and she said she'd taken all these videos down, but as I was watching that, it dawned on me, and it scared, let's use a 4-letter word here, it scared the shit out of me, that all of these references to Black American culture are being erased. Like, if you even reference a black person, and you can call it being rude or making fun, but she I don't think hers was, and it wasn't blackface. Referencing Nicki Minaj, a black musician, artist, whether you like her, and have music is a personal taste. It's very personal, like politics. It's probably best not to bring music up half the time because it's exactly like politics. But as she was saying this, I thought, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What if all references to black art and culture, even if it's making fun, is erased? And in 100 years, all statues of Confederate soldiers are erased? Okay. What if in 100 years, our children have no memory of black culture and what slavery was and what we did to free the slaves and fight Jim Crow and the victory and the overcoming that black Americans went through, and white Americans? What if all references are erased in the literature and the art, and even those negative statues? That's a reference to what black Americans went through and then the victory they had. I'm a little bit scared. I'm scared that we're going to lose that amazing story of the victory that's never happened in history before, ever. This amazing culture. People like Thomas Sowell. The story of the Dunbar School in Washington, D.C. that put out so many amazing and influential people from a school that was purely segregated and low income. It shows you income doesn't matter, education matters. America is an amazing country. What an amazing experiment. What an amazing experiment. I could just go on and on forever, but my camera doesn't let me. It shuts off. So I was listening to Thomas Sowell, black rednecks and white liberals, and it was just the most amazing history of slavery in all cultures, and how the United States of America was the first to break thousands of years of pattern. And we may look funny and idiotic to the rest of the world right now, but we did something so amazing that it did make us really hated in the world and really attacked. After reading Thomas Sowell, I also realized and understood a whole bunch about my family. I understood why a lot of my black friends that I've met have said I don't seem white. And they say, I thought your mom was black. I thought your mom was black. I'm like, no, my mom was white. They're like, no, you sounded like you grew up black. Yeah, now I understand why. After listening to that book for 11 hours, I get it. I understand now. And then I understand things like the so-called Black Dutch in my mom's family, which wasn't Dutch at all. It's a way to get around the census. And so I understand why they were such snobs. I understand it now. And I understand the middleman culture, which is a minority that's very persecuted. Because the book Black Rednecks and White Liberals is about so much more. It's about economics. It's really about slavery and slavery culture that went on for thousands of years around the world, and how the United States was the first to break this pattern and put pressure on the rest of the world over something that was accepted and normal in every culture, until the United States and then Britain followed suit. Almost more or as much as our United States Constitution, one of the founding and most important things the United States does is battle slavery. That's what we do. It's amazing. We battle slavery, and we're in that battle right now. And we've got a whole bunch of Maoist, probably Chinese and opportunist influenced entities masquerading as anti-racist in the United States right now. But if you really look at their statements, these so-called anti-racist groups, like BLM, are probably actually racist against the very group they claim to defend. They're probably trying to implode Black history because they are very against the procreation and health and education and dignity of Black Americans. There is no support for black fathers or the family. They say they want to destroy the black family. And they would like them to be victims forever and believe themselves enslaved. And it really concerns me. It really concerns me because one of the most amazing things and strengths about America is our black population. And Thomas Sowell talks about that. The education levels and the influence they can achieve and have achieved is just freaking amazing. Your income level does not dictate your educational ability. That book, I just can't stop thinking about it because it's so amazing to me for thinking about my own family structure, about the Jewish parts and the redneck parts and the fake black Dutch parts, and it's just amazing. I'm very proud to be an American even right now because we're doing the work, as is the common phrase. We're doing the work right now. We're doing the work for the rest of the world. And I love this country, and I'm glad I was born here. And I know I'm in a hard time. Here, this is a hard time, but we're born for the times we're in. We're born for the times we're in. And I am so proud of my ancestry. And I am so proud of my ancestors that have fought against slavery. And I am so proud of my black ancestors and my Native American ancestors, and my Irish ancestors, and my Scots. I'm so proud that all these pieces came together. The Irish, the French, Canadian, the Croatian. I'm a melting pot. And I am so proud to be from these people. And I'm so glad to be born in this country and not somewhere else. And I am proud that we do have rebellions and we do fight for our freedom. And we have these little revolutions and refreshments that force us to fight for our Constitution. So thank you. Thank you, all my grandparents, all my family members that came to this country and risked their lives and fought in wars and were imperfect. And all came together like this and made me this imperfect person. Thank you. And I have one more thing to say. Thank you, my beautiful coffee drinking family. All you beautiful and ugly fighters. Beautiful and ugly Americans. Ugly Americans. Most of all, thank you, America, the United States of America, for the music you have made and given to the world. The world is jealous of our music. Thank you for watching. I love this country, this ugly, beautiful country, black, white, brown, and all the colors in between. Because we're doing the work that the rest of you watch and make fun of, but profit from. And another thing, good luck. Good luck to you little Maoists, you little panickers and you little emperors. Good luck with your task. I think Chops already failed. Good luck, Mr. Inslee. History chooses sides. I never heard it to choose the side of the dictator, the Shees and the Inslees, the Newsome pretty boys.